Welcome back to CBS This Morning. We have an update on a case we've covered for months now. Police in Idaho have arrested a man who has long been under suspicion. That is Chad Daybell. He married Lori Vallow after the death of his wife and her husband. Hold that in your mind for a second. Daybell and Vallow are accused in the disappearance of their children, J.J. Vallow and Tylie Ryan. Jonathan Vigliotti is covering this case and has been for some time. Jonathan, good morning. This is a movement in the direction that a lot of people feared. What more do we know about these new charges?
Yeah, good morning to you, Tony. We're still waiting for police and prosecutors to release more details about those charges and the human remains found in Chad Daybell's backyard. We sure learned more in a press conference later this morning. Meanwhile, Daybell is being held without bond.
Police arrived at Chad Daybell's house Tuesday morning with shovels and backup. 20 members of the FBI.
Investigators discovered what appeared to be unidentified human remains, and an autopsy will be conducted.
Authorities were carrying out a search warrant connected to the disappearance of the then 7-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylie. According to Rich Robertson, a private investigator hired by JJ's grandparents, all the digging appeared to be in one location,
which suggests that they had some information that led them to a specific part of the property.
Roads around the property were shut down and Daybell handcuffed.
There he is!
Shortly after the remains were discovered, Chad Daybell was taken into custody and booked into the Fremont County Jail.
The development comes more than 3 months after the children's mother and Daybell's new wife, Lori Vallow Daybell, was arrested for defying a court order to prove her children were alive. The couple has refused to tell police where they are. This is the last known image of JJ taken last September. Tylie was last seen earlier that month in Yellowstone National Park. Their mother was extradited to Idaho in March from Hawaii, where the couple had relocated right after they married. At the time, police wanted to speak to them about the children and Chad's former wife, who had died suddenly just 2 weeks before Chad and Lori's wedding. Her death is also under investigation. Results of an autopsy are pending.
Daybell's home was first searched in January, but at the time, that yard was covered with snow. JJ's grandparents released a statement saying it is a difficult time for their family. They are awaiting word with heavy hearts. Tony?
Yeah, I was just thinking about those grandparents, Jonathan. It's a troubling story on multiple levels. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. All right. Hold on one second here. Let me say what's up to everybody. It's good to see that girl in here. St. Elmo's Fire, Locomai, Rachel Hudson, Twisted Tea, Sarah Spirit, AJ McCleary, sorry. Nicole H, Joanna, Nintendo Dog, what's up, homie? Lufa, Cherry K, hey. Amanda Reed, Don't Mess with Texas, welcome to the team. Ryan B, Twyla, Jeeper, Siren Jag, Carla Holland, Jane Doe, Love in the Laundry. All right. Okay. Love in the Laundry. Mama Bear of 2, Shelby M, Mary Lopez. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Faith Fit Fun 03. Hey You, Maggie Smith, T King, Jessica Marquez, Blonde Ambition 1980. All right. Sherry Perez, LJ. All right. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Holly Marie, Jody Easterling, Janet Tucker, Stormy. Okay. So, yeah, this case is the biggest clusterfuck I've ever seen. And a big part of that, what really bothers me is where we're at right now. Spoiler alert, because most of you have been following, a lot of you have been following this case, so you know that Tylie and JJ were found, their bodies were found on Chad Daybell's property, and they're no longer with us. And we're going to get to how we got there. So you got Lori Vallow. Okay. Lori Vallow, kind of a beauty queen type, right? Real pretty lady. I don't care what anybody says. I know she's a disgusting piece of shit. I get it. I agree with you. What I'm saying is she's very, physically very pretty. And she seemed to have been raised to take some sort of pride in this. When you watch interviews with her mom just speaks highly of her, like as if she raised it's like she raised royalty somehow. So that's how she speaks of her. She can do no wrong. She's just this sweet, beautiful person. And we've got this woman who gets married 5 times. Okay. So 5 times this woman gets married. Third husband, I believe his name is Joe Ryan. He, I believe, is Tylie's dad. So he supposedly is kind of abusive, or very abusive. Not sure to what extent. I believe at one point he was being investigated for abuse, but was never charged. Abuse against their 2 children, Tylie, and I can't remember the older one's name at the moment. But so at some point, there's these abuse allegations, and therefore Lori grabs the kids and leaves. She splits, or at least grabs Tylie, right? She splits. Now, enter Alex Cox. Alex Cox is Lori Vallow's brother. Okay. Now, this case, before I go any further, when this case first came out, I just could not, for the life of me, grasp it, because I didn't fucking understand it. There are so many people involved in this case. But here's the thing, though. I'm going to try, because what I'm going to try to do is try to explain it to you the way that I wish somebody would have explained it to me. Because as it was going on, there was so much happening. But we're going to go into a little later how Chad Daybell is this cult leader type, and how he wrote all these books about doomsday, and how he is supposed to lead the 144,000 that are left on Earth after doomsday, and all this LDS stuff, right? So I'm of the opinion that that's all smoke and mirrors. Okay. Most of the reason why we know about that is because it helps sell the story when news media covers it, right? It just makes it gives it some flash. You know what I'm saying? It gives the story some flash when there's an LDS cult type aspect to it. And I just don't, I don't think that's the thing to focus on when it comes to this case, because I don't think it has really anything to do with the motive or anything of that nature. I honestly do not believe that. What I do believe, though, is that this was absolutely 100% your basic story where a wife ends up getting greedy. And that's it. That's it. And she brings her brother in on the situation, and she basically uses him as muscle, right? This is the LDS thing. It's garbage. It's smoke and mirrors, and all it did was distract me, because when I first heard about the case, my friend Danielle from Wicked Truth and F-Bombs, she had a channel called Real Massacre Talk prior to that, and I remember her talking about this case way back when. So I remember her talking about it, I believe, in 2019. And it's really confusing because of all of the people that are involved. But the thing is once you kind of figure out who the common denominators are for pretty much all these little equations, there's really one big equation here. And that one big equation is greed. And that's it. It's pure greed. Now, the problem is while they're pending trial, the problem is once it goes to trial, will the prosecution be able to prove it? Maria C., I'm going to have to agree with you on that comment. I mean, I do believe that she falls under the category of a serial killer, since she's responsible, in my opinion, of multiple deaths, and she seemed to have a motive every time and was driven by the same thing. So to me, that counts as a serial killer. Now, we've got Lori Vallow here, who she leaves Joe Ryan, right? Now, at some point, Alex Cox, Lori's brother, ends up with an assault charge for tasing Joe Ryan in the chest. So already the pattern starts. This is where the pattern starts that we know of Alex Cox doing something to a husband, and whether it was retaliation, whether it was attempted murder, we don't know. I don't think anybody attempts, but I wonder if that's the first time he got a taste for hurting someone else and doing it for his sister. Maybe this stirred up some sort of, maybe that's the incident that stirred up the dialogue between them to start plotting things that are money driven, life insurance driven. So we're talking about a woman that's her third marriage, right? She gets married a fourth time, Charles Vallow, right? Charles Vallow is he's supposedly he becomes really good friends with Alex Cox, right? He's got a great relationship with the kids, and what he ends up doing, they end up adopting JJ, who's special needs, and JJ is JJ's technically his nephew, I believe, because his sister had a child and her child had JJ. So his sister, Charles Vallow's sister, is JJ's grandmother. And Charles and Lori adopt JJ. And they are supposedly very, very close. They get along great. They're having a great time. Lori is mom of the year. She does anything to protect her kids. This is all extremely, weird. This is all because we know where this is going. So knowing that there's no history of her being abusive, neglectful, anything of that nature, right? And Charles, her husband, having this type of relationship with them too. And supposedly they get along great. So then Lori starts to read books of a certain nature, and she ends up liking a particular author. This author being of the name Chad Daybell. Now, Chad Daybell writes all these books on doomsday. He's all into whatever the hell, and it gets to a point where he believes that he is the person who directly communicates with Jesus, and he's a messenger through Jesus, and he's to prepare and select who is going to be part of the 144,000 people left on earth prior to the second coming of Jesus. So let that sink in for a second. I realize that's it's a lot to take in. Now, again, don't let that distract you from what matters, because this is just whatever. She's a fangirl, right? She's a fangirl, and at some point, supposedly, Charles Vallow ends up accusing her of having an affair with Chad Daybell. So at this point, they're probably in communication with each other, blah, blah, blah. And then supposedly not long after that, Lori finds out, or she suspects at least, that Charles is having an affair and cheating on her. And so she ends up taking all his shit, burning it, throwing it away. She ends up pulling all the money out of the bank. So she's like done with this guy, and she hits this dude hard. And they're separated, right? So they're separated. Now, hold on one second here. Sorry. Now, on July 11th, 2019, now they're all living in Chandler, Arizona at this time. And Alex Cox makes a 911 call. And we're going to listen to that 911 call right now in just a second, as soon as I get my shit together. Hello. This needs to... Sorry about that, guys. Dude, this is always the slowest shit, dude. Am I in it?
Where is your emergency? It's at 5531 South Four Peaks. I think it's Four Peaks Lane. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, you say you don't know the direction?
I don't know the street name, if it's a lane or court.
It's 5531 East, though?
Yeah, or South. South Four Peaks.
5531 South Four Peaks in Chandler. Is that right?
Yes.
You need
Yes.
police or paramedics?
Both. I'm in police and an ambulance.
What's the emergency there?
I got in a fight with my brother-in-law, and I shot him in self-defense.
Okay, let me get the medics on the phone. And is he hurt, or is he alive? Or?
Yeah, there's blood.
Dude, is anybody else kind of tripping out on the on the 911 operator? He's like, okay. So is he like alive, or like he's weirdly nonchalant? Like I don't I don't know, man. I find that kind of funny. Why he's like, I mean, but who knows how many bullshit calls this guy goes through a day? You know what I'm saying? So he's probably hearing this and being like, okay, haven't heard this one yet.
He's not moving.
How long ago did this happen?
A couple of minutes.
Fire department, what is the address of the emergency?
5531 South Four Peaks.
And is that a house in Chandler?
Yes.
And your phone number, please?
480-351-9120.
And just to repeat the address to confirm it.
5531 South Four Peaks.
And what is the emergency?
I shot my brother-in-law.
Okay, what part of his body is injured?
In the chest.
I'm sorry, where?
In the chest.
Okay, is he awake and responsive or unconscious?
Unconscious.
Okay, is he breathing?
I can't tell.
Okay, are you willing to go over to him and check?
Sure.
Okay, do you just let me know if you see his chest going up and down? How old is he?
It's not moving. He's 60.
Okay, and are you wanting to start CPR?
No, I don't know how to do that.
I can walk you through it.
Okay.
And what I want to do is you're going to put one hand in the center of his chest.
Yeah.
The other hand's going to go right on top of it.
Okay.
You're going to interlock your fingers, keeping your arms straight, and you're going to press down hard and fast into his chest. You're going to go 2 inches down and fairly quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Making sure his chest goes up between each compression. Where's the gun now?
This is really
in the other room.
interesting. This is a very interesting thing here.
PD, we're going to stage for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just keep going with those compressions. PD, did you have any other questions?
Yes, what's your name, sir?
My name is Alex. Last name is Cox, C-O-X.
And where are you in the house now?
In the living room.
And where is the gun?
It's in a bedroom.
Who else is there in the house with you?
Just me.
What gun is it? Was it
It's my gun. It's a 45.
a pistol? 45 caliber pistol?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name, your brother-in-law?
Charles Vallow.
His last name, I'm sorry?
V-A-L-L-O. Vallow.
V like Victor or G like George?
V like Victor.
Okay. Well, police and medics are on the way to help you.
Thank you.
Are you still doing, what, chest compressions with him?
Yes.
Okay, just keep pushing down hard and fast in the center of his chest. How long ago did this occur? Did it just happen?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes before I called.
Okay.
You hear the noises?
So pressing down at least 2 inches into his chest, and it comes up with each compression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, were you guys arguing when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Type of one if you think the operator's already suspicious.
And you said there's nobody else there, just you and him, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Could you just let us know when it's secure?
Certainly, we'll do that.
Thank you.
And was he armed also, or just you, or what happened there?
Yeah, he came at me with a bat.
Anyone been drinking or doing drugs or anything today, or no?
I don't know, but I've never seen him that enraged before.
This is so surreal to listen to.
Does he
Right?
live there with you, or where does he live?
No, he lives in Houston.
He's what, married to your sister? Is she? Where is she?
Correct. I don't know. I think she's taking her son to school.
That was me, Super okay.
Questions? You still doing that? Is see anything? response from him? You know?
He's not responding at all.
Some officers should be there. Let me know when they get inside to you. Is the front door open?
Yeah. It's unlocked.
Okay. Can you come out, walk outside with your hands empty? Sure. Are you able to do that with your hands up and empty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your front door, right?
Yeah. No weapons on me. Yep. 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 No one else is in the house. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you give me 1 second, guys, I will get the body cam footage from the police officers when they show up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I will get you that footage right now. Give me 1 second.
What happened today? How did it get to this?
I don't know. He was enraged.
What's going on? What happened?
Oh, he was talking with my sister earlier.
No, what happened today though? Like just in the last 20 minutes.
He came at me with a bat.
Okay. Was he living here or visiting?
He came to pick up his son.
Okay, is the son inside?
No, my sister took him to school.
Okay, so it was just you at the house?
Yes.
And he came. How long? What time did he come to pick up the son?
I don't know, 20 minutes ago maybe.
Okay, so you know who he is? Let him in.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think they were talking earlier. Then she left, and then he got into it with me.
Like what? What do you mean?
I don't know. He was accusing me of.
Come on over here. That truck's gonna be really loud. What was he accusing you of?
He was just yelling at me.
Okay. What was he yelling at you about?
He's at my sister because I've broken up the tussle with them earlier. And he told me not to interfere anymore with them or I'd pay. And he came at me with a bat.
Okay, so he showed up in the house with a bat in his hand?
No.
Okay, so.
There was a scuffle earlier with my sister and my niece. My niece got involved.
About earlier meaning earlier this week, earlier this morning?
Just this morning before they left.
Before your wife left?
My sister.
Before your sister left?
Yeah.
Okay, who lives here with you?
Nobody. I don't live here. My sister lives here and my niece lives here.
And you're just visiting?
I was visiting for the night.
Okay, so you're over here visiting your sister and your niece.
Yes.
Okay, and there was a tussle between your sister and her husband.
Yes.
And does the husband live here or no?
No.
Okay. Okay, is he an ex-husband or just current husband?
They're working.
That leads me to believe that this was premeditated right there. Now, this is the root, basically, of this whole thing. It's not LDS. It's not Chad Daybell's cult-like beliefs. It's none of that. That stuff is designed to sensationalize the story. This is very, very, very simple cut case of greed, but it is also a case of tying loose ends.
On that.
Gotcha. So at some point earlier today, they get into some type of domestic?
Yeah, just this morning, then they left, and then he came at me.
They left meaning who? Both of parties?
Yeah, my sister took my niece and my nephew.
Okay, so they left.
Create some space for him, and then he came at me.
Okay, but did he leave also?
No.
He stayed here?
He stayed.
So you guys are kind of talking in between or what? Who are you? Who are you? No, just go back. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So it's just you and your brother-in-law.
Yes.
Okay. And kind of go through it.
So,
say something like, "Hey, don't touch my sister," or
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he picked up the bat.
Where was the bat at?
In the living room.
Okay.
You got inside's name?
No, I haven't got it. Charles is the husband of the occupants here, but I guess he lives where?
Houston.
You know his date of birth?
No.
From Houston?
Yeah.
Is this vehicle here? How did he get here?
Is it here from Texas?
No, that's my sister's car. I think he came in a rental car. I think his sister's in.
You think his sister's in the rental car? Okay. So you get in an argument. What is it over?
I'm of the opinion that these cops totally suspect that this is. Now, we have to be honest here, people. Like, what would we want the cops to do? We want them to approach this like there's foul play, right? Without violating the guy's rights in any way, shape, or form. But you've got to be able to look at it from those angles, because if this shooting was not justified, there's got to be a price to pay. There's got to be justice, right? That's the cop's job, So, but I'm of the opinion that it's a little bit beyond that. I'm of the opinion that the 911 call was super suspicious. And one thing that you'll notice here on the 911 call, he's supposedly performing CPR or some type of resuscitation techniques on him, instructed by the 911 operator. Now, he just shot this dude in the chest twice, right? Alex Cox, Lori Vallow's brother, shoots Charles Vallow, Lori Vallow's husband, who they are estranged at the moment. Divorce is pending, as far as I know. And this dude her brother shoots her husband twice in the chest. Now he calls 911 and he says, "I shot this dude self-defense because he came at me with a baseball bat, right? So now the 911 operator tells him, do CPR, start doing chest compressions. Now, this guy, he doesn't have a drop of blood on him. How in the hell are you performing CPR on somebody and you don't have any blood on you, on somebody who's just been shot twice? There's got to be some blood. Let's just say for the sake of argument, there's not a lot of blood, which is bullshit. But let's just say for the sake of argument that there's not a lot. But if you are in direct contact with this man, full contact, trying to resuscitate this man, you're going to have blood on you. There's just no way.
Over my sister, he was getting physical with her, and so my niece came out with her bat, and then he took the bat away from her.
Wait a minute, I thought you said your niece left.
She did. This is before.
So before your sister and your niece left,
Yeah.
At some point your sister and her husband are arguing.
Yes.
Verbal argument. And then your niece pulls out a bat.
Well, it wasn't verbal. He was getting close, and she came out to defend my sister with her bat.
Your niece.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she poked at him, and then he took it away.
Okay.
And then
Shit, I hate when that happens. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want you hearing me sipping my coffee. So sorry about that. So what he's saying here is that Tylie grabs the bat. That's how the bat comes into play. Tylie, one of the children, she's 16, one of the children who ends up found murdered on Chad Daybell's property. She grabs the bat in this scenario, and then supposedly Charles Vallow grabs the bat from her. She's taking the bat to attack Charles Vallow because he's irate and he's going off, and basically they are there to protect Lori from this abusive, well, not abusive. Nobody claimed he was, but they said that he was irate. And nobody has ever said that this guy had a violent bone in his body. This guy was supposedly extremely chill, just one of the chillest dudes you'll ever meet. Now, the story here, Tylie grabs the bat, Charles grabs the bat from Tylie, and at this point, Charles comes at Alex with the bat. Alex has a gun, or I think they tussle to the floor or something, and that's how supposedly Charles hits him in the head with the bat. He'll explain it here. I'm going to let this go on, actually, and then I'll put in my 2 cents.
I stepped in and told them they needed to separate.
Right.
So then my sister leaves with my niece.
And how long ago did they leave? Been like an hour, 10 minutes?
20 minutes, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So not terribly long.
No.
Oh, okay.
And then he's coming back at me, and he's still got the bat in his hand. I'm like, what are you doing?
And where are you at it? Where are you both
in the
at?
living room.
Okay.
And then I turned around, and he hit me in the back of the head with the bat. So I went to my room and got my gun. I always carry it.
You went to your room, meaning the room you're
I'm
staying in?
Yeah.
Okay, and you brought a gun with you?
Yes.
Do you always bring a gun?
I have a concealed carry always.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
Hi, who are you?
Very interesting right there. Very interesting, because right here, he says he gets hit in the back of the head with the bat, but goes to the other room where his gun is to go get his gun. So we're not talking about, he's already not talking about a situation where it's like, holy shit, man, he's coming at me with a bat. pull my gun and be like, hey, back off, man. If you come at me with the bat one more time, dude, I'm gonna fucking shoot you, dude. And at no point, that's not what happens here. What happens here is he gets hit in the back of the head to go get his gun. And I mean, so he had time to go get the gun in the other room. Now, I don't know if he chased him, but if he chased him into the other room, well, then how did his body end up in the living room?
Okay, just stand over there for just a second, guys.
And then I told him to put the bat down, and he wouldn't, and he came at me again.
And the wife just showed up as well.
What's up, Annie?
So you told him to put the...
Yes.
So where are you at? Where are you at now?
I agree.
Did you stay in your bedroom?
No.
Okay, why didn't you stay just in your bedroom, close the door? Is that something you didn't think about, or? Okay, so walk me through it. So you go back into your room.
So I just went back to the living room.
I got to hear that one more time.
Okay, so and the wife just showed up as well. So you told him to put the...
Yes.
So where are you at? Where are you at now? Did you stay in your bedroom?
No.
Okay, why didn't you stay just in your bedroom, close the door?
Right.
Is that something you didn't think about, or? Okay, so walk me through it. So you go back into your room.
So I just went back to the living room. What is your problem?
With the gun in your
Yes. And I said, I want you to put that bat down. And he wouldn't do it. And he's like, dude. And he came in.
Let's picture that scenario real quick, people. Let's picture that little scenario, dude. Okay. My man said, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing? So he's all timid, going, what are you doing? This is a guy who does Elmer Fudd impressions. Fucking, I mean, super weird. What a weird thing to try to what a weird scenario to try to actually visualize, try to picture, actually happening. I mean, this is so fucking surreal. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to all that, Annie. We're going to get to all that shit. We're going to get to all that. Yeah, it was a total victory party. So, so this dude's just kind of like, man, I don't understand what's going on here. I got a gun. Guy's a fucking weasel, dude.
Again. After he'd already hit me in the head, so.
May he rest in peace.
I shot him to stop him.
Okay, then what happened?
That was it.
Okay. Is it Alex or Alexander? What do you go by? Do you go by Alex or Alexander?
Alexander.
Okay. Do you live
I
at
go by
I don't know if they mute the sound for certain parts. I guess they're giving personal information of things. I mean, they got his face blurred out.
Are you working now?
I'm on vacation this week.
Well, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I drive a truck.
Flufa.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some tape.
Gotcha. The wife just showed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some tape to take this off real quick.
Just think that for a second. Where's the weapon at now?
It's in the bedroom.
So after you shot him, you put it back in the room, or?
Yeah, I went back to the bedroom to get my phone.
Okay. And what'd you do with your phone?
That's
Okay. And then what'd you do once you put your gun back?
um,
Grabbed your phone.
I cleaned my head up.
After you, was he laying there in the living
Yeah, he
room?
was laying there still. And it just took me a minute to compose myself. I mean, I was just shaking, and then I called.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll call 17 log. Stand by. I don't have engine 2811. Just out of curiosity, how long have you known him? Long?
Yeah, 15 years.
Is that how long they kind of been married, kind of
Yeah.
thing? Do you normally have a good relationship with the guy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. When's the last time you guys saw each other, interacted?
Last time I saw him was when he lived out here before he moved. Oh, actually, the last time I saw him was at my house. After my sister split up, he came to my house once.
This sister?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, this guy doesn't even seem nervous about getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get, okay, let's say he's just a fucking sociopath, right? And he's calm and collected about having just killed somebody. So it's already surprising that he's calm about having just killed someone, much less his brother-in-law, who he's been friends with for 15 years, right? So this is, he's super calm and collected. So that's super weird in and of itself. On top of that, he's super calm and collected because he, the cops are asking, I'd be like, fuck, oh my God, I just fucking killed someone. I don't even want to imagine what it feels like to have a life lost on your hands. I can never, even under justified circumstances, I hope I never, ever, ever have to experience that feeling. And this dude just doesn't give a fuck.
So did you sleep here last night? Yeah. So what time did you about wake up this morning?
About 6:30 or 7.
Normal day this morning, wake up? It's just you, your sister, niece?
Gonna go do something fun today.
Anybody else in the house besides you three this morning?
My nephew's at school.
And it was just you, your sister, and the kids. Yeah. And then he comes over, and now it's about 20, 30 minutes.
Now, keep in mind, people, another very suspicious thing is Lori decides to just go about her day, right? She's here for this incident, and her instinct, her next move is to take Tylie and JJ and take JJ to school. And on the way to school, stop at Burger King because his routine was to get chicken fries and a Coke or something like that at Burger King. So the routine now, special needs kid, first thing I think is like, dude, what kind of mother takes the kid to get chicken fries and a Coke? Well, it's probably one of those routines that if he doesn't follow it, it's going to disturb him and it's not going to kill him. You know what I mean? It's not a healthy breakfast, but it is what it is. But she stops. And so people think that that's really suspicious. I think the fact that she left in the first place is suspicious, but I don't think that she's out and stops at Burger King to fulfill the routine that her special needs adopted son is used to. I don't find that suspicious. So a lot of people are like, Burger King, how dare you stop at Burger King? I feel like, I don't know. We don't know this. I don't really know the circumstances, but I'm thinking, since they're out, if there's the possibility that it's going to disturb the kid, we don't know what he just saw. And I have my suspicions of what he saw, but we have a special needs kid who has a routine every day. Now, Sarah Perigo, yeah, there you go. Hey, what's up, Lyrics? And what's up, Annie? I didn't say hi. So she takes off, right, with the two kids. Now, again, here's the thing, is people are like, that's super suspicious. That's super suspicious. Yeah, it is. It is suspicious that she leaves. But then again, wouldn't, in a situation like that, you got your two kids there and their uncle pulls out a gun because their dad is coming at their uncle with a baseball bat. So, and then the uncle shoots the dad. You get him out of the house, right? You're like, fuck, we get the kids out of the house. But you go to the neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Or something, you know what I mean? You go to the neighbors and go, hey, something just happened. I need you to call 911 right now. I mean, I would have called 911 immediately. Now, even though Alex called 911, it seems weird to me that Lori didn't. So that just this is all very, very strange behavior coming from Lori.
Go, roughly?
Roughly.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
I couldn't understand what you were saying.
So I just needed more units because the wife is actually, she didn't know 911. I haven't told her that either. And the child is there too. So that's the wife and his child. That's right there. Okay. So
And what about, is this guy visiting?
yes, he's the brother of the wife. And he was staying with his sister. Okay. It was I guess it was a domestic this morning. And they left. And it was just him and the brother-in-law. And the brother-in-law hit him in the head with a bat. His bedroom, he grabbed his gun to put the bat down. The guy didn't, so he shot him in the chest. Okay.
All right, now the way this officer is explaining the story to the other officer, he's saying that once he came with the bat, once he got the bat out of Tylie's hand, and then he went after them, Lori took the kids and took off. Right? So to me, if that's how that happened, then I if that's how that happened, then that's not real suspicious. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a mother trying to protect her kids. But why did she come right back with Tylie? Why did she come right back with Tylie? That's what's strange.
So he lives in Santan Valley, just over here visiting. On vacation. So husband, I guess, lives in Texas, but I haven't got all that information. But the husband, the deceased, doesn't live in the house. He lives out of state.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So haven't even talked to her yet.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting for CID to get here.
Yeah.
See what they want to do. So,
Okay. So do you so you don't live in Santan Valley, so why is it just easier to just hang out here?
I was here late last night. Sleep the night.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you and your sister pretty close?
Yeah, we're planning to go do something today.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Sorry. Prior to this incident, Charles Vallow knows or sees that Lori Vallow has been acting weird. Before they split up, she would say things like that she had godlike powers. She had the power to get rid of him and get rid of his body and never get caught. Right? And Charles ends up contacting his divorce attorney, and he basically tells his divorce attorney that if anything should happen to him, any type of suspicious death should happen to him, that you need to look at Lori as a suspect because she's threatening to kill him. Now, Charles Vallow had $1 million life insurance policy. During all of this, Charles Vallow is realizing that his wife is out to kill him. And what he does is he has his life insurance policy taken out of her, removing Lori as the beneficiary and giving it to his sister, which is JJ's grandmother. So he trusts his sister, and he trusts that she is going to make sure that JJ gets that money when he's old enough, or for whatever he needs it for. So Lori didn't know this. And Lori didn't know that she went to that he went to his lawyer and said that she's threatening to kill me. Now, what gets really, really interesting here to me is this guy. He goes to his lawyer and he switches this up, but At no point Lori knows about it at all. And this shooting turns out to be a clean shooting. The story adds up because all three people, Tylie, Lori, and Alex, they all have the same story of how the shooting went down. All of them have the same story. So if that's the case, then you've basically got Tylie as a witness. Because I don't think any of us believe that it actually went down the way that he said it went down. Because we can tell clearly that he made no effort to try to save Charles's life while he was on the phone with the 911 operator. He made absolutely no effort whatsoever. And because there's no blood on him. There's a mild laceration on the back of his head. Now, here's the thing, is they say that Charles Vallow, because he was a strong guy, he was a real, strong guy, and he played baseball. And Charles's brother-in-law was saying, well, Charles played baseball all his life. If he would have hit him in the back of the head, I mean, he would have smashed his head. But here's the thing. Now, if Alex is running away from him and he hits him in the back of the head, could be that he got enough distance away from him to where he couldn't get a clean hit to the back of the head. That was the most force that he could based on the space that they had between them and the speed that Alex was running. So now imagine it's inside a house. I don't imagine how much speed you could possibly pick up, but clearly probably just enough to get enough distance to where Charles Vallow could hit him in the back of the head. But on the other hand, if this was premeditated and there's all this motive, right? Could be that he told Lori to hit him in the back of the head just hard enough to draw blood, I guess, or somehow or another bang his head against the wall. Maybe. Who knows? None of us are there. There's no way. All we can do is really speculate, because the police rule that it's self-defense. He's never charged. And so what I find also really, really interesting about that is the police did not know that there was a life insurance policy. The reason why they didn't know, ironically, the reason why they did not know is because Charles had taken Lori off as the beneficiary and made his sister the beneficiary of his life insurance policy. So therefore, that actually removes the motive. So now, ironically, Charles inadvertently cost himself justice for his own murder, which I find very, very interesting. I find it to be a shame. I find it to be very, very sad, but I find it to be incredibly ironic. Now, and yeah, Charles does deserve justice, but they part of the reason why they ruled it self-defense was because they eliminated any motive. But make no mistake, that was the motive, because Lori did not know that she was removed as the beneficiary of that $1 million life insurance policy. Now, moving forward, she ends up moving to Idaho, right? She starts dating Chad Daybell, right? And at this point, this is less than a month later in August where they moved to Rexburg. And after 1 week of living there, Tylie disappears. And 2 weeks later, JJ vanishes and nobody notices. Now, Chad Daybell is married to Tammy Daybell, right? Tammy Daybell is preparing to run like a marathon. She's She's been described as a spitfire, one to not take any shit, you know, and like to push her limits physically, I guess. And she's married to Chad, and Chad is, I think at one point he was a grave digger. And I think mostly he was more involved in the LDS and writing books and that sort of thing. But people are calling him a cult leader. This man was not a cult leader. He did not have a large following. Again, the cult aspect of this is just to put sprinkles on this story to make it shinier so you go and look, you know, oh, cult, this is juicy. So it means dick. It means dick. There's nothing about the cult that actually fucking matters. All it did was confuse me. That's all it did. So these two, right? They hook up, and Chad Daybell is married to Tammy Daybell, and Tammy Daybell just mysteriously dies. She dies of natural causes, right? Perfectly healthy woman, right? Let me see if, hold on. Now, before this, I forgot to mention, on October 19th, she's 49 years old, and a week prior to her passing, she had posted on her Facebook and reported to police that she was being shot at by a masked man with what was believed to be a paintball gun. And when she dies of supposedly natural causes, Chad Daybell refuses an autopsy. He declines an autopsy. Now, this is something that gets me, right? She just all of a sudden just peacefully dies in her sleep, supposedly peacefully. And I believe that they exhumed her body, but they didn't find anything, and it's still considered natural causes. But it's mysterious to me that he meets Lori, and then his wife just dies, and not long after, him and Lori are married. Now, why doesn't Chad Daybell want an autopsy done? If she dies, she's 49 years old. She's training for a marathon, right? My wife dies like that. I'm going to be freaking out, and I want to know why. I want answers. I'm not going to necessarily suspect that she's been murdered. Let's just say she did die of natural causes, right? Let's just say Chad Daybell is the sweetest, nicest guy on the planet, and his wife just all of a sudden just dies of natural causes. But if I'm Chad Daybell, I want to know what the hell happened. Is it hereditary? Is it something I need to worry about? Is it something I can catch? Is it something she could have passed on to someone else? Why did my wife just all of a sudden die? Natural causes. Just all of a sudden, she just stopped breathing and her heart stopped beating. Oh, okay. So they haven't received. Thank you, Kiki Rose. So according to Kiki Rose here, they have not released the results of the autopsy. They just said that they finished testing it, doing it. Now, but why wouldn't he want an autopsy done? But the thing is if we have to keep in mind, people, currently Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow are in custody. They're both arrested. They're in custody, but neither are charged with an actual murder charge. So this is quite troublesome. quite troublesome. Now, these kids, they disappear. Nobody knows where they are. Nobody can tell where they are. Everybody's asking where they are. People, I mean, it's to the point where the grandmother and her husband hold a press conference because they want to know where these children are. JJ's grandmother and grandfather want to know where JJ and Tylie are. And every time someone asks, this is what gets it so, this is what was so surreal. I remember when this was going on, I was just like, this is the strangest thing in the world. Every time they're asked about their children, they just say no comment. Like that like you could just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like your kids could just disappear. You can go off to Hawaii and get married and take pictures smiling, loving each other, right? And nobody's gonna and when people ask you where your kids are, your answer is no comment. I mean, now what's the reason behind that, right? I mean, because she's that bold. She's been quoted in saying that she has powers to kill and nobody will ever find your body because she has powers to dispose it too. Not just, I know how to do it, I'm intelligent enough to do it. She believes that she has some sort of divine gift that allows her to do this. So she feels completely untouchable. She's walking around and she's just like, I did what I did and none of your fucking business. I don't have to answer to the likes of you. Minions, you're not even going to be here beyond July of 2020. You're not even going to be here. But the thing is I don't think they believe that shit. Because what happened with Tammy Daybell is Chad Daybell ends up collecting a $430,000 life insurance policy on Tammy. So, but she died of natural causes, right? And no murder charge. Well, you're here now, Jordan Knight. You know what tells me that it's a good thing that you're here now, Jordan Knight? Because you got the right stuff, baby. And. I'm always going to make a new kid's joke when I see Jordan Knight in my chat. Can't help it. Anyway, so Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, married prior to Tammy's death. Lori Vallow orders a wedding ring using Charles, or I think it's Charles Vallow's Amazon. Now, Charles's sister, JJ's grandmother, she has access to the Amazon account. She has access. She has all his passwords because Charles trusted his sister with literally his life. Charles trusted her with everything. And so she finds out that Lori purchases this ring on Amazon through that account. And in the wedding pictures in Hawaii, you see her wearing the ring. This is before Tammy's dead. Okay? So they planned on getting married. They planned on this. And yet somehow this man is not charged with murder because of you can't charge him. His wife died of natural causes. They can't prove that she didn't. So now you got the two of them married. Grandmother, grandfather of JJ holding a press conference saying, we want to know where our kids are. We want to know where our grandkids are. We want to know. You just produce them. So finally, a judge orders that Lori produce the children or a proof of their life, that they're fine, that they're okay within 5 days. Lori fails to do this. Now, oh God, that's annoying. Hold on. I always do this. I do this weird thing with my computer, and now it's all weird. So hold on. I'm going to share some footage here real quick. And we're going to watch some body cam footage of Lori Vallow getting arrested for not producing these kids. If it ever loads. There we go. Oh my God, that's so annoying. That's not what I was trying to do. Dude, StreamYard slows my computer down so bad. It's the most annoying thing ever, dude. Dude, come on.
Advise them that we have a search warrant and don't let them use any communications. 10-4. 314-307. 10-4. Go ahead.
You got a little bit more urgency to that shit, dude. You got a guy over here by himself.
You're on 4-5-3. Somebody gives them a copy of the.
Where is he?
Guys, exit the vehicle, please.
Step up. Got a search warrant for you guys. Car, belongings. For your all that.
I mean, I guess right now they're just searching her vehicle. Like, they're just searching her vehicle at the moment. But I mean, she's about to get arrested because she has not produced these children or any even any indication that they're okay. Now, I am strongly of the opinion, people. I am strongly of the opinion that this is very simple. There's a lot of people involved here. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, that somewhere in between all this, Lori's cousin is married to this other guy. I forgot his name. But Lori's cousin stood to gain a $1 million life insurance policy on her husband, and one second here, guys. Why am I not?
Can you feel that?
Oh, I don't know what I just did, guys. Hold on one second.
Somebody's videoing us. Somebody's videoing us. Yeah. That's how far?
You've got I'm not cautious because there's people, orders, whatever. Anybody else?
You recording?
Now, what I was saying before was, so Lori has a niece. She's married. Her husband supposedly has a life insurance policy worth $1 million she stands to gain from. And my man just happened to be driving in his car when somebody takes a shot at him, right? And he actually sees Alex, what he believes to be Alex, with a rifle sticking out of the back of what appears to be Charles Vallow's Jeep. So Charles Vallow's already dead, right? Charles Vallow's Vallow, he's already dead. And so why is his Jeep with Texas plates, I believe it had, why is that out there? And why is it even close to, in a random place, why is it even close to this man? And why is someone shooting out of the back of this Jeep and hitting this dude's driver's side window? Which I believe is his windshield on the driver's side, but just missed him, right? So an attempt on his life is taken. What looks to be Alex. There's also surveillance footage of a warehouse, a storage unit, where Lori is seen with Alex coming in and out. And when they executed the search warrant on the storage facility, I believe they found a photo album with JJ and Tylie, a bunch of pictures of JJ and Tylie, and they also found I think a scooter. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if any of the stuff they found in the storage unit is necessarily suspicious when they executed the search warrant, but you know, them going in and out of the storage unit, I don't know. That's a little suspicious. That bugs me. But I don't know everything behind that. But so far, these two are not charged with murder. So while Lori's in jail, she calls Chad. And now, actually, let me see if I can pull that up. I actually have that. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. Come on. There we go. Yeah, Jessica Moon, we know it's old news. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to catch my listeners up so that when the trial comes, we'll be talking about it. Okay? So, calm your shit. Where is that? I know she sent it to me. No, not that one. All right. Dude, I had that. Where in the hell is it? So annoying, dude. So annoying. Oh, I do think it's here. No, not there. Jesus. There we go. Here we go. Finally. Sorry about that, guys. This is just like... Hold on, hold on. All right, we're going to listen to that phone call now. Dude.
I'm just toting around this garbage.
That's not right. I don't know what the hell that was. I have no idea what the hell that was. I'm not trying to watch no Batman Forever. There we go.
Hi, Philip.
Yes.
Are you okay? The house again?
Yeah. Mark Means will be talking to you.
Mark Means is his attorney.
What, are they in the house?
No, they're up to property.
Are they seizing stuff again?
They're searching. There's a search warrant. Just getting this with the kids.
Okay.
If that's not the weirdest shit. So this dude, he's supposedly, while they're searching, he's sitting out in his driveway, right? He's sitting out in his driveway and he calls, or she calls him, right? And he's just letting her know they're searching. But the tone that he's got could easily be taken as the tone of someone who saw this coming. It's just a matter of time before they come and search the property. So, but here's the thing is, I see someone's like, AJ McCleary saying he's such a dolt, but is he though? Because the fact is neither one of them have been charged with murder yet. Like this person in my chat just said, this is all old news. They're pending trial at the moment, but they have yet to be charged with murder. So the fact that this is old news and they still have not been charged with murder has got to tell you something, people. it's got to tell you, they could get away with this shit. Because guess what? Somewhere along the way here, Alex, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, Lori's brother, drops dead. He just drops dead. He goes off, he gets married, right? The heat's on. So he goes, he takes his girlfriend to go get married in Vegas, right? And he's not even into it. And then the and then this dude takes his girlfriend's last name. He takes his wife's last name, right? They get back and 911 call happens. Kid calls, says this dude Alex passed out. He's not breathing. I don't know what to do, right? And they ask him, do you know, well, what's his name? He's like, I don't even know. This dude, the kid of the girlfriend that he just married, didn't even know that Alex was his stepfather. He had no idea that his mom just got married, and he did not know his last name. And he's living in his house all of a sudden, right? And now he drops dead. Now, very interesting thing is Alex's phone gets pinged at the times of near the times of the last times anybody saw, the closest time to the last time anybody saw JJ. Phone ends up pinging on a certain area in the back of Chad Daybell's property. Pings at the house, then on Chad Daybell's property, right? Happens again. Well, yeah, it happened the first time when Tylie. But each time with Tylie and JJ, they can ping when he ends up in a certain part of the property. And this is the two parts of the property where they find JJ and Tylie's remains. Now, even though it's found in Chad Daybell's backyard, that doesn't prove that he murdered them. It doesn't even prove that he had anything to do with it. All he has to do is say, I wasn't even home. Unless his cell phone pings there. But it looks to me, now somebody just called Chad Daybell adult, implying that he's stupid. But if this shit was as premeditated as it was, because here's what I think. What's the motive of killing Tylie and JJ? The motive is that they're loose ends. They're witnesses to the murder of Charles Vallow. They're witnesses to the murder of Charles Vallow, which the motive behind that was a life insurance policy, which turned out she didn't get to collect. The gunman, Alex Cox, her brother. So now we've got these two people who are in jail, but yet no murder charges yet. So they could be convicted of the charges that they have, but what does that come out to? How many years does that come out to for their current charges?
So you try to start the call, logical.
Yeah.
So we'll see what transpires.
Okay.
This dude's like, we'll see what transpires. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. No, for the fucking life of me, woman, what the hell are these people doing on my property digging shit up? What is going on here? What the hell do they expect to find searching my property? No. What he says is, we'll see what transpires. I mean, they're not even trying to act innocent. This whole time, people come up to him and ask him, where are these kids? Will you produce the whereabouts of these children? And they're just like, no comment. No comment.
What do you do? Pray. What do you want me to say? Okay. What can I do for you?
This fucking phone call is bizarre, dude. The fuck are they even talking about?
Talk with him.
Have you talked to Harvey?
I did call him, yes.
So he knows what they're doing?
Yeah. It's like I call somebody else who needs to talk to. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you. Should I try to call you later?
I don't know. I don't know. You can try, yeah. I'll answer if I can.
Okay.
I love you and talk soon.
Okay, baby. I love you.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
This dude pretended like he didn't even know her when the cops questioned him. Because what happens is they dig up, they find the bodies, and as soon as he knows that they're digging in the place where he knows that they're buried, because this is what gives him away, is as soon as they hit the places where the children are actually located, he takes off. He goes and he parks across the street, I think to his sister's property, and then after that, he takes off down the road. Cops obviously think this is suspicious. Plus, they found what they found. They pull him over. They arrest him right there. Give me 1 second here, guys. Y'all hear that? My roommate's girlfriend is so fucking loud, bro. I mean, she's cool. She's just fucking loud, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people that are just loud. You know, she's super sweet. She's super cool. She's loud as fuck. Oh my God, come on. Where? Okay, where? Here we go. Okay. Okay. Just slowest shit ever, dude. All right, so on June 10th, 2020, Chad Daybell is arrested and charged in Fremont County with 2 counts of felony conspiracy to destruct, alter, or conceal evidence, and 2 counts of felony destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. And that evidence being the bodies of JJ and Tylie. And on June 29th, 2020, Lori is given added charges in Fremont County of 2 counts of felony conspiracy to destruct, alter, or conceal evidence being the bodies of her 2 children. So she's also charged with the same thing that Chad Daybell is charged with. Now, the court date is pending. More information has come to light on other questionable deaths. Details on how differently the 2 children were disposed of, who is believed to have killed them, more on Tammy's death, why the judge ruled to have Lori and Chad tried together in trial, strange things about the 2 lawyers, and very strange information about the couple's cultish beliefs, including why the children were killed. Now, some of those cultish beliefs being, that she had been quoted in saying that her children are zombies. That supposedly JJ was developing a better vocabulary. God forbid your special needs child improves, and then you see him as a zombie. So that's something that people were saying about her. She has also she also has a friend. I believe her name is Melanie. Now, Melanie, while the kids were missing, Lori had told the police that the kids were with her, and she called her and asked her. I think that's what her name was. Give me 1 second, because that's going to drive me crazy. That's going to drive me absolutely batty if I don't see her name here. Yeah, Melanie Gibb. So Melanie Gibb is one of Lori's best friends. She records a phone call between the 2 of them because she's suspicious, because Lori had asked her to tell the police that the kids were with her. And she's just like, that's fucking crazy. Why the fuck would I tell the cops that these kids are with you? Why don't you know where your kids are? And why aren't you producing them? And why in the shit are you bringing me into it, asking me to tell the cops that they're with me? What the fuck are you trying to involve me in? Right? So then Lori gets the nerve. She has the nerve to get defensive with her. Right? Say that she's attacking her. Right? I mean, so this lady's like, she's not stupid. She's not going to go to she's going to go to the cops and go, for some fucking reason, she told me to lie and say that the kids were with me. And I'm telling you right now, they're not. And while Alex was alive, Alex told the cops that the kids were with the grandparents, not knowing that the grandparents are the ones that reported them missing. So A lot of lies. It's going to be interesting to see how this trial turns out, man. It's going to be real interesting to see how this trial turns out. Because it's one of those things, man. We fucking know they did that shit, right? I mean, is there anyone here who doesn't think that that's the case? Here we are. We're thinking about cults, and we're thinking about, you know, affairs, and we're thinking about, you know, people just ending up dead for whatever reason, and, you know, kids are missing. But when you focus on the cult aspect of it, you start to think crazy things, and you start to go, you start to think of the motive to be something more and dramatic than what it really is. And all it really is these two assholes have a scam, and they're planning on starting a cult, basically. And the way to do it is to fucking murder people that are in their lives that have life insurance policies, start their scam. And it just so happens that the two kids happen to probably most likely be witnesses to one of the murders and ended up dead because they saw it. Alex Cox being the one person who probably pulled off all of the shit, but can connect them. The only person that can genuinely connect them to the murders of all of these people is now dead. Drops dead mysteriously. Drops dead basically the same way that Tammy Daybell drops dead. Joanna, that's not what I was referring to. She's just generally loud. The living room carries noise, and it's just, you know, she talks loud, and she, you know, she sings along the music and things of that nature, which doesn't bother me. I just prefer that it wasn't something that interfered with my live stream, which it doesn't really interfere with it. It's just, I prefer to not have that as background noise. That's all. But there's really nothing I can do about it. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, this case is beyond fucked up. The lengths that these people would go, and their total lack of any emotion at all whatsoever. After Charles Vallow is dead, the ride to and from the police station to get interviewed, the police are saying that she's smiling. The detectives say that she's smiling. And then, as Annie said earlier in chat, she throws a pool party. It was a celebration. She thought she was coming into a shit ton of money. But my man Charles was pretty smart. But one could look at it. I worded it. I said, ironically, he cost himself justice, right? Now, one could also look at it as when he was making this decision, he probably didn't care as long as JJ was taken care of. But I don't think he had any idea that JJ would end up dead too. I think that there was no scenario that came to his mind where his little boy would end up dead and his mother being responsible for it, or his uncle being responsible for it. I don't think at any point did that enter Charles Vallow's mind. That's heartbreaking, man. That's heartbreaking. You know, the sister's going to end up with, or, you know, the grandmother is going to end up with the money, you know, but who better that's left alive now to end up with it? When you think about it, these are the most honest people in this entire scenario. I don't trust a fucking thing anybody on the Vallow side of the family says. When you see interviews with Lori's mom, Lori's niece, like their whole thing, they were so funny. When they're describing Alex Cox, they're describing him as, well, he's the kind of guy that when he did something, he just owned up to it. He owned up to it, right? You think anybody in their right fucking mind who's just knocking people off for his own sister is going to just own up to it? Just, yeah, I did that shit. Oops. No, man. So when I hear that kind of fucking stupidity come out of these people's mouth, I don't trust the fucking thing that comes out of their mouth at all. I don't believe Lori's mom. I don't believe her niece. I don't believe nobody. Her brother's a fucking killer. Now he's dead. And you know she was behind that. You know she was behind that shit. I mean, but he's already in custody, though. So why wouldn't they charge him with murder at this point? That's my only issue with that. Don't mess with Texas. You're saying, and the fact that they exhumed Tammy Daybell's body and haven't released results, that leads me to believe there's something there. It doesn't lead me to believe that at all. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm saying it just doesn't lead me to believe that right now because it's, you know, he's already in custody. That's something you keep close to the chest when you don't want to spook the person you're trying to collect evidence on. But he's already in custody. If he are, you know what I mean? I wouldn't waste any time charging him with murder if I found proof that he murdered Tammy Daybell. But again, I don't know how the law works. You know, maybe I'm fucking wrong. I don't know. Maybe there is something there. But no, this isn't, there's too many coincidences, man. Too many coincidences for them to actually be coincidences. Yeah, that's a good point, too. Love in the Laundry says, don't mess with Texas. Chad not getting Tammy cremated was the dumbest thing ever. I agree with that. Why didn't you just get her cremated? No, I don't think he was the sharpest tool in the shed either, AJ. I honestly don't. I don't believe that at all, but I don't think that he's adult. I do not think that he is dumb. Right. Nintendo Dog, I'm with you on that, man. I am with you on that. I feel terrible for JJ's grandparents. You know, yeah. You know, if it wasn't for them fighting so hard, you know, I mean, these people were just walking around and vacationing in Hawaii while their kids were missing, and nobody seemed to be able to do shit about it. If it wasn't for these grandparents pushing and pushing and pushing to get a court order to make her produce these kids, then we wouldn't be where we're at right now. And they would have never searched. Who knows if they would have ever searched Chad Daybell's property and found the kids? Who knows? Well, I don't know if Chad is necessarily responsible. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he probably helped conspire to kill Charles Vallow. Yeah. I mean, he stood to gain from that. If they were already talking and they were already making plans, Lori and Chad, while she was married to Charles Vallow, well, yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, it's probably him that gave her the idea. You know? Does he have a life insurance policy? You're going to come be with me anyway. Can you imagine what that conversation's like? If Chad Daybell is the one who talked to her and planted the idea in her head, because she's already thinking that she's a godlike. So he's probably telling her, you're a goddess. You're one of my 7 wives, right? You're sent from God to be here and be with me. And your destiny is to be with me. And you're above rules such as murder. You're above that. Those rules don't apply to you or us because we are gods. And so he gets her, he says that to her. He says, does he have a life insurance policy? Then we use that to start our movement to gather our 144,000. We eliminate the zombies that are in our way. That's crazy, man. We eliminate the zombies that get in our way. But it was just all about the money. And they were afraid of getting caught. They didn't feel so invincible, or else they wouldn't have killed the 2 kids. Called them zombies. Justified it in their minds that they were zombies. But the truth is they were just worried that those kids were going to talk. The motive here is greed and tying loose ends. Plain and simple. Yeah, dude. Cherry K, that is happening right now. But it's okay, because I am definitely about to call it, guys. I'm going to binge watch WandaVision between today and tomorrow. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.